Hey guys, today's a little different. I'm in my garage and I've searched the internet for a linear, I think that's an LS050 garage door opener to find how to replace these belts. And I have found it nowhere on there how to replace this type. So I thought I would walk you through that. So one of the things you need to know when ordering it is how tall is your garage door. Mine are 8 feet, so this is an 8-foot belt. You may have a 7 foot, so it'd be 7-foot belt. So go with me and I'll show you the process that I'm gonna follow to replace this belt. They sent no instructions, didn't tell you anything about how to do this. So I think I figured it out, so I'm just gonna show it to you. All right, so what I've done is taken this housing apart and pulled one side out. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in here and lock it. Okay. And then I'm going to take this and run it through the gear, back around to this one, and then we'll look at it after that. I'm going to try to get it as tight as I can. There's a little cover on the top of the motor here where the sprocket is. You're just going to take that cover off. All right, so up here on top of the motor, this is the drive sprocket, and what I've done is loosen these two bolts here and pulled this cover off. Makes it a lot easier to get the belt in there. In fact, I don't even think you could get it in there without taking that off, so that's what I've done there. The drive sprocket, I guess it would be called. All right, so I'm going to pull it as tight as I can. Make sure it's not twisted. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna go around that. And then I come back to the rail. And just to help me out, I'm gonna put a wire tie on it. I'm going to go ahead and put this cover back on it. All right, and just having the cover on that keeps it pressed into that sprocket there. So I'm gonna work my way down through here and put a couple more wire ties just to help me not have to fight it falling off the rail. There we go. That's pretty good. So I've got it wire tied up down through here. There's a pulley here, you go around the pulley. And then when you get back to the carrier, I know that there are 4 grooves on the door end of the carrier to capture the belt. So I'm just going to eyeball that and cut it right there. And I found that the diagonal cutters works pretty good for this. Okay. Now that I've got that, what I'm going to do yep, I think that'll work. What I'm going to do is pull this back out. And then right on the top of this, all right guys, here's that carrier. I guess it's a carrier, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if you can see it. It says door on one end and Titan on the other. So this is the end that goes towards the door like this. So what I've done is pull these 4 screws out and these 4 screws out, and then I can pull this in. Actually pull both. You could trim either end if you wanted to, but I did it on this end. I figured that would be the easiest. I don't know. I've never done it before, but that looks reasonable to me. So let me get it apart, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right. So I've got all the little screws out of it. And then this part will come off. Let me set this down. This will come off of here. Try to keep it together. And that's what it looks like inside. So I've been just taking this end, trimming it down to whatever length you need it to be, and then putting it back in. But you could do the same thing on this end if you wanted to. Right here. See that? This is the adjustment nut that you could pull this end out as well and trim it if you wanted to. I don't guess it really matters. I just figured it'd be easier to do the other end. And then what I did on the other one is I went ahead and put this on and just barely thread it, maybe a 1/4 inch, just to give it a little bite in case it doesn't need any adjustment. And when you put it back in, the teeth need to be towards the inside, like that. Now, I'm just going to slide this in, just like that. And then we can put it back together. Alright, so now let's get this slid back into here. put some pretty good tension on it as well. So I'm happy with that. All right, so now we're going to take this pulley off, and hopefully we'll be able to take this nut off. Bolt nut. There's a metal bushing inside of the pulley and a washer underneath it. So then we're going to put this new one. Now that has tension on it already. That turned out a lot better than I was expecting. I'm gonna hold on to the little tool in case I need to tighten it. I don't know what indicator you get that it needs to be tightened unless it's drooping over the edge or something like that. So we get these wire ties off. And I need to tighten up that cover on the other end, and we will see if it works. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with that, but it don't matter if it don't work, so let's see if it works. Guys, so there it is. I think I've got it. Where it's working. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now I've got the other one to do. So anyway, I just thought that would be helpful to someone since I couldn't find any documentation for it. Couldn't find anything on the internet that showed you how to do that. Or at least I couldn't find it. Maybe somebody else has found it, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, there it is. Hopefully it's helpful.